is so sad.
I'm gonna have to delete that part out. Hey everyone, Dan and Leslie back for another video about moving to Orlando. If you're new to the channel, welcome. We are a family of 4 that moved our kids across the country, halfway across the country, to be next to Disney World, and we have a ton of fun exploring the parks and making videos like this.
If you like what you're seeing here, we have a podcast that we publish twice weekly on Sundays and Wednesdays called Addicted to the Mouse. So follow along if you are a podcast listener.
And if you want help planning your next magical vacation, we moved here for a couple of reasons. Number 1, to be next to Disney World, but that's because number 2, we started a travel agency called Fantastical Vacations, which specializes in Disney, Universal, all cruise lines, and some all-inclusive resorts. We would love to help. Please reach out to us, Dan and Leslie, Leslie at addictedtothemouse.com, or you can go over to fantasticalvacations.com and check us out. Today we are having a little bit of fun. I wanted to get Leslie's reactions to
so nervous.
to some of the funnier comments I have seen about life in Florida. This is a completely fun episode. These comments are only based on half-truths. Some of these comments are not, I would say, kid appropriate, so warning.
Uh-oh.
Take that for what it is. With that being said, are you ready?
Maybe.
Comment number 1 has to do with hurricanes, and I found this pretty humorous. The poster said, "You can sense when a hurricane is approaching by looking for the telltale sign of amateurs buying up water and batteries at the convenience stores. The seasoned veterans are the ones that are at the liquor stores."
It's fair.
I mean, so we came from Tornado Alley in Oklahoma, and it was kind of the same thing. Like when tornado storms were coming, we would all be on our front porch with the video camera, the iPhones.
Whenever we knew an ice storm was coming, that was always like the liquor store was a staple too.
I mean, so we've already got like our water that's frozen, we've got a generator, we've got some canned goods and pasta, things that won't go bad, so the shelf-stable foods, we've already stocked up on that.
So we don't need to buy any of that stuff.
So I think we're set, except for
the wine.
And beer.
I don't know.
Don't be prejudiced against beer. Second comment. So this is about the tourists, and the poster said, "Tourists are angry. They've traveled a long way with the family to spend all of their money, get a sunburn, and then return home more exhausted than when they arrived. I go to Orlando International to watch Misery. Disney is called the most magical place on earth, and Orlando International is the home of despair, anger, and lost souls."
That is so sad.
I think it's hilarious because it's halfway true. Like
half true,
you go to
yes.
Orlando International and everybody that's coming in is super excited. They got their magic bands and their Disney bags
They're like,
and their
"Look,
ears.
there's the Disney store."
And then everybody that is going back the other direction on the tram, they're just like exhausted, sunburned, just sullen because they are leaving the most magical place on earth. Next comment is over clothes. So the poster said, "My advice is to get a new wardrobe. Everyone that has been in Florida for more than a day wears shorts and sandals everywhere. No undershirts, please, and give up the jeans. Your pasty white legs will thank you."
I like this poster. Give me that whole new wardrobe. That is 100% true though. I mean, there are days, I don't know that I've put on a pair of jeans in at least a month. And whenever the last time I did, it was like borderline hot. And I thought, what was I thinking? Like, this is not okay.
Ironically, we went to Disney Springs yesterday and we were in the Levi's store, and I'm looking around going, when did jean jackets make a comeback? Apparently they have. But yeah, I haven't worn jeans since we've lived here, and I do wear long pants pretty much all the time just because I like long pants better, but I wear this type of material that's similar to what I wore in the military, and it typically dries out faster. It's
not as hot.
It is a little bit breathable, so I like that. The next comment is on the heat, and the poster said, "If you live north of I-70, you're going to die." Sure, the desert is hotter, but it's nice and dry out there. Sweat works, shade works, not in Florida. If you go sit in the shade in Florida, you are hot and in the dark. Rain cools nothing off, it just makes it more muggy. The humidity is 100% on a dry day. You take a shower and towel off, and towel off, and towel off, and towel off, and then you realize, I'm just sweating. If you want to know what it's like in Florida in August, get a heat lamp, take it into a sauna, then pee on yourself.
Oh, gross.
Welcome to the Sunshine State.
I don't ever want to experience that. It is hot. But I actually enjoy the shade. I mean, even on a really hot day, it was really hot the other day, and in the shade, it was significantly better.
We have vacation in Florida a ton over the summer months. We came down and checked on the house over the summer months, July, August, September. It is definitely hot, but make use of those pools, make use of the air conditioning.
Walk really close to the stores.
Oh, you get that burst of AC as the doors
or the
open.
rides, the indoor rides, and you're just like linger a little bit.
Next comment is on seasons. This poster says, it's unbearably hot, sometimes from March until December. I've experienced 90 degree Christmases. Go open your dryer mid-cycle and stick your face in there. That's a typical August morning at 7 a.m. Your AC will run 24 hours. If it breaks, you have a few hours before death is imminent. You have to take this into account. We don't have fall. Trick-or-treating in Florida involves DEET, sweat, and tears.
You definitely have to be a little bit more conscientious about the type of costume that you choose. We come from Oklahoma, and probably 95% of the Octobers, regardless of how nice early October was, Halloween was always freezing cold and rainy. Like, that just, I don't know what happened, but it always like came through and it would be freezing and rainy. Poor children were like,
cold.
trick or treat.
Yeah, the last trick-or-treating that the kids did in Oklahoma, they had big masks on, both of them, like all this stuff. Here it was very, very thin costumes, but we did trick-or-treat here last year, and what was nice was about halfway through, we watched fireworks because it was fireworks over the Magic Kingdom during trick-or-treating. How do you beat that?
It was awesome.
The bugs. This poster says, Floridians like to say that there aren't roaches in Florida. There's just palmetto bugs. If you don't know what the difference between a roach and a palmetto bug is a roach with wings that's large enough to carry away screaming children from their mother's arms. We have exterminators that treat the house regularly, and knock on wood, sorry kitten, we have not had one in the house that I have seen.
Fingers crossed that continues.
Right. Next comment is over other wildlife. So this poster says, yes, we have alligators. No, they probably won't kill you, but they might.
It's a fair statement. I did see someone post, like a news station posted just recently, that an alligator wanted to get in someone's pool that had a cage like ours, and the alligator just busted through the cage. So that no longer made me feel better about the fact that we have a cage.
What's funny about the alligators here is people will stop whatever they're doing as they're walking, driving, whatever, and just stare at the alligator. And it'll just be like two little eyes and a little snout in like a body of water. We've seen a couple of them just in the neighborhoods here.
I think that's because almost everybody is a transplant, and so we're like, oh,
what's going on over there?
Let's take pictures of the alligator.
Alligator. There's an alligator over. Alligators are dangerous. Don't go near bodies of water. Do not feed them. That's very dangerous because then they're not scared of people anymore, and they might take away kitten here.
Yes. We had a bobcat in our backyard.
We did. Next comment is about the smells here.
Please take that out. You are not allowed to put that in.
Okay, I'll delete that one.
Okay.
Next comment is about the driving. This poster says, during my driving test, I completely messed up parking. I got super nervous that they were going to fail me, and the woman goes, I can see where you're going for. Don't worry about it. It's no problem.
That explains everything.
What is happening here? I've gotten so much worse driving here, just living here the last however many months.
Yeah.
It's unreal. Like, you actually have to get worse driving to survive on the roads in Florida. Like, I don't know what it is about you cross the state line and then nobody can drive, but it's true. Like, nobody can drive. I don't get it.
Apparently, the more south you go, the worse it gets. That's what I've heard.
The next comment is about adjusting your budget. So this poster says, we have no personal income tax here, but you should put that money aside anyway to cover the tolls that will become a part of your permanent budget.
That is probably very true if you have to actually take toll roads. So because we're very blessed in that we work from home, and so we take toll roads very, very little, like rarely.
There's a lot of toll roads
There is
here.
a lot of toll roads. So I mean, if we did have to work and outside the home and we were going frequently and having to drive a distance, then our toll bill would be ridiculous.
Side note, I got called to jury duty earlier this week, and just to get from the house to the courthouse and back to the house that evening cost $9 just in tolls.
So his $15 of pay for his jury duty day did not cover all of the expenses.
Yeah. Thank you, Orange County. The next one is kind of in the tell us how you really feel category. So this poster says, I hate it here.
Oh.
I hate the schools. I hate the heat. I hate the lack of seasons. I hate the Florida style of houses. I hate the tourists.
Here?
I hate the actual swampy land. Everything is wet all the time, and it's just gators and mosquitoes. It's like being in the most boring Jurassic Park movie ever.
They should move.
They should.
They should. I'm sorry, but if you are watching this episode, you should not live here. I love it. I don't know what they're talking about. Quite honestly, like, we are not cold weather people. We don't love the cold. We didn't, when it was cold in Oklahoma, we just hibernated and we didn't want to go out in it because it hurts. It hurts every piece of you to be cold. I'm so sorry to all of our northern friends that are just cold all the time. I would just hate that. So
I love the schools. I love the weather. I don't love the driving, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
I love all that stuff.
I love the theme parks.
I don't love the mosquitoes, but I do love the alligators from a distance.
Yes.
I love them from a distance.
Yes. Long distance friends.
Last one. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
This is more of a general comment. This poster says, Florida wants to kill you. It hates you. It hates humans. It wants to return back to the ocean floor. It was in this long diatribe about like sinkholes and...
I was like, I don't understand. Like, I feel like California wants to return back to the ocean floor, not Florida. I feel like a lot of these comments come from keyboard warriors. It's really not as bad as they make it out to be. It's quite fabulous. You should move on down.
We love it in Florida. We have a great time here. Yes, it is warm, but there are ways to mitigate that. Other than that, like, everything else is completely reasonable. We just did a couple videos on what it costs to live here and what we spent moving down. It's not as bad as you think. I don't know where all the people are coming from because we came from a fairly low cost of living in the center of the country in Oklahoma. So, and I don't feel like it's more expensive in a few key areas, but other areas are less expensive. And if you manage your budget right, like, it's totally doable. So I'm not sure where all the complaints come from that, but I don't know.
There's definitely ways to mitigate the heat. Like Dan said, we soak up as much AC as we can. I would recommend not having leather seats in your car, but hey, that saves money. So if you are, hopefully these comments weren't too borderline for you. I don't think
I weeded out some other ones, so I felt like these were okay here.
Well, and there's one he said that is not in this because I told him to delete it. So
I weeded out all but that one, and then she weeded that one out. If you want to know what that one says, message me.
Don't. If you are enjoying these videos, please hit that like button and subscribe below, and then you won't miss the next one.
All right. We will see you on the next video.